Tide Talk with Webb is back. Woo! Man, after that game, I'm not gonna lie, I needed a cigarette and a bourbon. That was back and forth. That was a classic SEC battle. I mean, just classic. Let's run through the game and then we'll do the box scores and final thoughts. All right, basically, Missouri got the ball, ran down the field. They ran through us like shit through a tin horn or shit through a goose, whatever. 7-zip. We could not stop them. Didn't matter if Prabella was running the ball. Didn't matter if the running back Hardy was running the ball or shovel passes. It was just like, here we go. It was rough. Then we got the ball. We ran down the field. And then Riley caught a TD pass, make it 7-7. Missouri got the ball back. They went 3 and out. Basically, we pressured them pretty good. They missed a pass that could have been a first down. Kept on going. Bama got the ball back. We drove down the field again. Isaiah Horton got it 14-7. Boom. Excuse me. Missouri gets it, and they had to kick. So we got there. We get the ball back. We go down the field. We couldn't convert a third down. Basically, Simpson got sacked. It was, you guessed it, Wilcom Formby, that got blown up like diarrhea on Thanksgiving. So we kicked a field goal, 17-7. Missouri got the ball back. They went 3 and out, 17-7. Bama's defense is actually playing extremely well considering what they're having to play against and the type of offense they're having to go against. And they're playing a really good Missouri team. I can't give them enough props and take my hat off to them. They gave us all we wanted today. Bama went back out there. We got sacked on a 3rd and 4, stopped the drive, still 17-7. Missouri got the ball back. They drove down the field. Bama's defense held good enough, 17-10. Bama gets the ball back. Jan Miller missed a blocking assignment, which is very rare for him. I will have to say very rare. Fumbled it. Missouri gets it. Like I said, they score a quick TD. We just kind of gave them that one, unfortunately. And in that one, it was kind of frustrating because Hubbard met the QB in the hole and just sloppy tackling, got juked out of his shoes. I mean, and at that point, we'd already given up 3 sacks to their D-line. So we're struggling a little bit. You know, it's getting close to halftime. Everybody's butthole is puckered. It's tough at that point. Bama gets it. And we're still 17-7. Like I said, we give the ball back because we just couldn't protect Simpson. Unfortunately, that drive, we struggle on pass protection. It was really bad. Missouri gets it. They go 3 and out. Bama's D is just holding in there. Kane Womack is doing, like I said, a really good job. Bama gets it. We're 27. We drive down the field. A pass gets tipped. I want to give props to Parker Brailsford. The tip pass that should have been intercepted, Brailsford grabbed it and got about 5 yards out of it. It was big. That keeps the drive alive. We drive down the field. Jan Miller gets a touchdown. They call it back because, unfortunately, Simpson tripped and his knee was down as the handoff was going on. His knee was clearly down. They had to call it back. We unfortunately couldn't get 7. We got 3, making it 20-17. Bama. Missouri gets the ball back. They make a big mistake. They throw a Prabella. I can't say his name right. Threw an INT to Hubbard. It was huge, and Hubbard dove for it and got it. Thank the Lord. Huge. Hubbard awesomely redeemed himself. It was very big. We drive the field, and this is where we learned again today that we do not have a field goal kicker. Unfortunately, we missed a field goal, so it still stays 2017. Just bad passes. There was two passes that stopped the drive back to back. It was off of Simpson, unfortunately, and he was also kind of running for his life on that series a little bit. We didn't block as probably as well as we should have. Missouri gets it back. And this was another big Bama play. I'm gonna give the defense at Kane Womack great props on this one again. They came to it 4th down. They were going for it. Missouri was going for it. They got the ball 4th down. And they weren't going for it. Sorry. They went for it. We didn't know that. They were trying to punt, right? They punted. They almost got it. And we got them out just I mean, it was a hair, but we got them out. So they turned it over on 4th down. Bama gets it back. This was huge. This was absolutely massive. They stop us. We're 4th and 8. We go for it. Huge. He threw it, and it looked like a throwaway pass, but it was only to where Lotsier Brooks could get it or nobody could get it. I mean, it was clinch your butthole tight, and he got it, and boom, converted. That was massive. Then Jam Miller runs and gets about 10, 15 yards and got hit as he was going out of bounds. And I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but it looked like it broke his collarbone. His arm was down. They ran him into the tunnel, into the locker room, and he never came back. That's a bad loss because he was doing very well. Jam was being Jam, and he was toting the rock all day. He was getting the yards. He was draining the clock. He was doing absolutely amazing. But we come down to 4th and 1 again. Goal line, roughly 3-4 yards. Credit to DeBoer. He's got steel balls. He went for it. I probably would have kicked a field goal. He said nope, and he went for it. He believed in his offense. We went for it. They basically kind of faked a run with Ty Simpson around the left-hand side. The safety or defensive back pulled up a little bit, and Daniel Hill got caught in traffic, and Simpson threw a touchdown to him, got a touchdown. That was big. It was 4th and 3. That was so huge. Kept the score 27-17. Bama fans were starting to feel a little bit easy. Our stomachs are easing up. Maybe we can grab a little bit of lunch or whatever. Everything's starting to feel better. Missouri runs down the field and did something they haven't done all game, and they started passing on us. And they ran through us again like shit through a goose. 27-24, Bama. It was rough. Like I said, I just couldn't believe it. We get the ball back. We go 3 and out. Now, I want to say something about this. When we get the ball back, we could have run the clock out. We go 3 and out. Not having Jam Miller was a huge disservice to us because we couldn't run it, and we ran it 3 times in a row. I will say this. This bothered me about this play calling series. You got a great QB. You're in it. You get good field position to end the game. You run it 3 times in a row, knowing you have Daniel Hill and not Jam Miller in this moment. It was very perplexing why we didn't throw a pass there, why we didn't run around and try to misdirection everybody to the left when we ran to the right and throw, something. That was a little perplexing to me why that was not a thing, why we couldn't get something together or try a pass, something like that. That was very perplexing. We decided not to go for that one, and we just kicked it and try to pin them deep, which we did. Missouri starts driving, and it's like, oh, man. Okay, come on, Bama. Come on, Bama. Dijon Lee, one of the plays of the day, he picks it off. Bad throw by Pravilla. Bad pass, but he picked off. Dijon Lee got it, took off running, and then took a knee. And it was rough, man. Like I said, it was a tough, grimy game. It was a very, 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 very tough game. Like I said, it was huge for us, and like I said, it was a very, very tough game. Let's go through some of the box scores. I think some stuff that were understated that I think that were big in the game. Ty Simpson he was 23 of 31, 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Player of the game again. Jam Miller, I will say this through this game, about this game, another unsung hero. He had 20 carries, 85 yards, 4.3 yards a carry, no fumbles. He didn't have a touchdown, and it didn't show up on the scoreboard, but that was huge in running the clock. It was huge in time of possession. It was huge in just draining clock, and keeping the clock going. Now, Daniel Hill and Riley also, they had 6 carries for 16 yards apiece. Surprising stat, and hopefully my stats are not off because I went right after the game, so hopefully these stat scores are right. Lotsier Brooks had 4 catches for 58 yards. Best of the receivers all day. Horton had 2 recoveries for 34 yards. Cuevas had 2 for 28, and Bernard had 2 for 20. We had 22 first downs to their 14 first downs. It was big. That was very big. Bama total rushing was 125, and I said it going into this game. I said we need about a 120. We need 120 on the ground somehow, some way, something. Now their running back Hardy from Mizzou, they had 163. Let me just say this about Hardy. I would love to have had Hardy. He was a beast. He was a tank. I don't care what anybody says about him. One hell of a running back, and he played his ass off. He played very good. Now we gave up 4 sacks. It was kind of alarming, kind of concerning. Like I said, some of that was missed blocks by Jam Miller. Some of it was Formby getting blown up, whatever. Missed blocking assignments. That happens. We get that. But it was just a rough game. I said in this game, like a lot of games that are really close that I think could be 50-50, we need 4 to 5 stops, and that's what we got. The defense gave us that. Kane Womack gave us that. They played hard, for some of the mistakes they made. They redeemed themselves, and everything is redeemable when you win a game. And so that was big. Like I said, we don't know about Jam Miller. I think that's very concerning going forward because he was a very impact maker. Yeah, he wasn't scoring all these touchdowns, but his contributions at about 100 yards a game was keeping the clock going. That's why we're having to have the time of possession battle. We were winning that battle. So that's something I think going forward with Daniel Hill and Riley and even Jeremy Young, they're going to have to figure this out. Your big backs, your big boys, it's next man up. You need to run the ball like your britches are on fire. Period. Done. So that's something I think will be a point going forward because if only, hopefully it's not broken, his collarbone, but if the collarbone is broken for Jam Miller, he's out for the rest of the season pretty much. So you might as well say we'd have fight a number 1 and number 2 back. Obviously, essentially it's Hill and it's Young. They're the big power backs and Riley as well. But one of those 2 power backs has to separate themselves. One of those 2 power backs has to step up and take this game over and take his spot. Because today we saw it, without his running, we may not have won this game. And that was a nail biter of a game. So that's going to have to be addressed coming up. And I think that will be addressed. I think that'll be addressed probably tomorrow in morning meetings or tomorrow afternoon. Great win, Bama. Hats off to you. Hey, tip of the hat to Missouri. They gave us all we wanted. That was probably the best defensive line we played all year. And don't hang your heads, Missouri. You're going to sneak up and bust some people's asses going in to the rest of your season. Anyway, Tide Talk with Webb is out. Roll Tide, y'all.